Mr President, the EU is finally coming to its senses about biofuels and reversing its policies. Hopefully it will not be too little too late. My party, UKIP, has opposed since day one subsidies for crops that grow oil rapeseed for biofuel instead of wheat for bread. It is practically taking food off the plate and putting it into the petrol tank. The EU is seeking to cut subsidies for biofuel. We in UKIP would like to see them abolished altogether. What we want is to end this ugly spectacle of farmers reaping subsidies instead of food crops. The price of food in Manchester, in my constituency, goes up, and the price of food in Morocco and Mozambique also goes up, all because of the EU's wrong-minded policies. A report by the EU Joint Research Centre shows that the price of vegetable oil and other foods will be halved in Europe if we ended biofuels and had no subsidies. These subsidies are the hard-earned taxes of the UK taxpayer. We would all rather keep that cash in our pockets rather than throw it away on biofuel subsidies. Now here is the real point. Some say that this is all in aid of fighting so-called global warming due to man-made carbon emissions. This is increasingly discredited as a climate theory. Figures only this week released show that the world has not warmed for 20 years. Indeed, only in this year, the Arctic ice cap has increased by 60%, which proves that it is likely to grow as it is to shrink. So let us just admit it. EU biofuels and the subsidies are all about buying farmers' votes and wielding power. They are not about putting power in fuel tanks at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nuttall. There is a request for the question to you from Mr. Ashworth. Yeah, fine. So the floor is yours, Mr. Ashworth.
Mr. Nuttall, you and UKIP will no doubt be aware that for most farmers throughout Europe it is impossible to grow continuous wheat crops. Oilseed crops are actually a very valuable break crop. They break the cycle in terms of weeds, they break the cycle in terms of disease. You have a suggestion there that you are going to outlaw oilseed crops, and you are telling us that it will take bread off the plate of people. What advice would you have for farmers, therefore, what they should do for a break crop?
You didn't listen to me, or you're partially hard of hearing. I didn't say we are going to outlaw anything. I said we should do away with subsidies. Quite frankly, this is British taxpayers' money. This is pushing up the price of food, and it's wrong. And we're in the middle of a recession, and I put it to you that I would rather the price of food be reduced than lining the pockets of rich farmers in the UK, well, actually not just the UK, but right across Europe. Biofuels are a failed experiment.
Dziękuję bardzo. Następną mówczynią jest pani